Here we go.
Support for things like wine.
Got us again.
What's good?
They got us again.
Got us with the swine ads in the middle of the beginning of the joint. That's crazy.
That's crazy. What's up, bro?
Let's do it.
Let's
do it.
I don't see no visual. I don't see no visual.
Welcome back.
Let's do it. I don't see no visual.
Early.
I'm good now.
Early.
Yeah,
We
I'm
here.
good. YouTube, what up?
We here.
Yeah, now we good.
In here. As promised, another edition of Market Mondays. Let's get it right. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Shout out to everybody all over the world. Shout out to Baltimore on the check-in. Early. Shout out to New York on the check-in. Shout out to Japan. That's crazy.
Word? That's love.
What's good?
Let's get the bro in here.
Ian, where you at? Where you at, eh? Let's get him in here, man. We got a lot to talk about today. It's been a crazy time.
Now Paige
in the market. Shout out to all the earners.
Shout out to everybody that had a green day. Shout out to everybody that had a red day. You know, it's always a chance to make money when it's red.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Filling up Jersey. Shout out to Japan. Let's get Ian in here. Yeah, and once again, we got to give a major shout out to Atlanta, man. We enjoying ourselves out here. Anytime we come to Atlanta, it's always a vibe. So you see the background, you see it's a little different than where we usually at. This is our Atlanta headquarters. So, you know, everything is always magical whenever we come to Atlanta. So
yeah, we back in the gold room.
We in the A. We in the A. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? You sound like you got Guru to do your vocals.
No new week, new blazer. Now we do.
How y'all doing, man?
We are great, bro.
We doing good, man. What's up with you?
I'm good, man. It's been a good Monday. I wish I was out there with y'all, but man, y'all shining as usual, looking great, glowing. You know? I know you had a tough workout the other day, but
today too. Shout out to Mr. 2 weeks out. Shout out to Mr. 2 weeks out. Yeah. Shout out to the Loft. If you're in Atlanta, make sure you go to the Loft, Atlanta. Yo, his workouts are serious.
And I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to walk tomorrow, man. We did legs today.
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure that nobody was recording because I was winded, bro. I was winded. They always catch me at the right moments when we're doing workouts. But we made it through. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, man. But first and foremost, man, thank you for joining us again. I know it's gonna be another legendary episode. We got a lot of announcements to make. It's gonna be a special episode. So yeah, brother. Glad you're healthy. Glad you're able to, you know, give people information. Appreciate it.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me, for real.
Now we do.
Yeah, for sure, man. So let's jump right into it. Shout out to YouTube, 1,000 on the check-in early.
Quick.
If you could hit the like button, we greatly appreciate it. So we got a lot of announcements. So let's get into it. First and foremost, we just want to welcome everybody to Market Monday. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning listener, viewer, welcome. Shout out to everybody at EYL University on the check-in.
Shout out to the earners. Put your caps in the chat. Let's see what's up.
Yeah, so let's go over some compliance. Can we?
Yeah, let's do it. Disclaimer. Y'all know what time it is. Disclaimer. First and foremost, do your own research. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important that you do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and wish to rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. That is our disclaimer from the good folks at Earn Your Leisure.
From legal. Shout out to legal.
Shout out to the legal team.
And then, all right, so guidelines. So Earn Your Leisure University, you guys have the privilege to ask questions via the Zoom. So please, we ask if you can keep your questions to one question. And please keep the question related to a general investment question. Please do not try to ask specific stock question. for the sake of everybody else, we don't want to slow it down. We always talk about individual stocks and different things that's going on in the market. So your questions, if you can keep it one and keep it on an investment level, not like a specific, what price should I buy this stock at question, that would be greatly appreciated. And we have some things going on. This is a special episode. We got a surprise for you guys that I'm excited about. I know you guys will be excited about as well. And this week for Earn Your Leisure is a big week. So you see the guys that call in, they are part of EYL University. So once a week we do what we call open enrollment. So being a member of EYL University, you have access to Call in Market Mondays. You have access to our private Facebook group, which is our book club, movie club, and then the investment stuff that everybody just talks about. It's a big, like almost 3,000 person just networking group at this point. And then bi-weekly real estate calls with MG the Mortgage Guy. So every single week we do a Zoom call, and it's a different teacher that comes on and they teach, and they actually get to ask questions. So once a month we open it up to kind of show everybody what it is, to see if people want to join. So this week on Wednesday, we're doing it with none other than the Dark Knight himself, Mark Monroe. Everybody keeps talking about options. So he's going to answer some questions about options. He's going to give his breakdown on the market, and that's going to be really, really dope. So
Real big.
That's on YouTube. Everybody's going to be able to see that. That's on YouTube. Yeah, that's going to be dope. It's on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. So make sure you check that out. And the price of EYL University goes up on Friday.
Yeah, August 28th is here.
Yeah, it goes up on Friday. So if you want to take advantage of the current price that it's at, it's never be this price ever again.
Big fact.
40% off code earners right now, EYL University, and you can get 40% off for the whole entire year. And then also shout out to Chico Bean.
Yeah.
And 85 South crew.
Homies.
Episode comes out tomorrow. That's the next episode of Earn Your Leisure. We interview Chico Bean, which is interviewing because we never spoke to a comedian.
Yeah.
And they get into it, and it's a lot going on as far as on the entertainment side that people might not realize, like COVID, and it's just a lot of stuff. And
he touched on a lot of things too.
Talked about everything from the Nick Cannon situation with Wildin' Out to being on the come up to Instagram comedian. So it's an interesting conversation on the entertainment world. Shout out to Chico Bean, man. They really got the comedy game on lock right now.
We did their show, and they acted up, man. It was great. So they returned the favor and came back to us.
They had jokes on us. So.
Y'all gonna love this one. It's get your popcorn. Get whatever beverage of choice and sit back and enjoy this one. Tomorrow at 5 is gonna be one of them episodes.
And the hashtag that we're gonna go with is who is Mike?
No, might be Mike.
Might be Mike.
Might be Mike.
When you listen to the episodes, you'll understand.
It'll all make sense.
Might be Mike. Hashtag might be Mike.
I can't wait to hear it. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man.
Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it.
But let's get into it. Ian, I know you had some slides that you wanted to share with the people on the education. So we'll share the screen.
I appreciate that. I know some people on YouTube said they can't hear me, so if you guys can let me know if my mic.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, you sound all right over here, bro.
Okay, perfect. Because I don't want them killing me in the comments. But happy Monday to you guys. I greatly appreciate you. Let's get into it so we can get to the fun part with our guests. I can't wait.
Shout out to Pete on the super chat.
Pete, what up, baby?
Let me know if you guys can see my screen, and then I'll get to going.
It's loading now.
We can see it.
You good now?
Okay, perfect. So thank you guys for showing love on the content. I hope you guys had an amazing day, right? Today was a great day in the market. Troy Rashad, I know y'all are smiling ear to ear. Our guests, I know you were smiling ear to ear, right? It's been crazy. God is good. But I want to walk you guys through from a stats perspective why you should never worry about a stock market crash. And I know that probably sounds crazy, but I want to back it up with some data to show you why not only you shouldn't worry, but you should be happy when they come. But before we get to that, I want to talk about my baby. Apple hit an all-time high.
What's up, babe?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, God is good, like I said. So I want to walk you and talk about a couple things real quick. Apple splits. I know you guys are still asking, but I want to walk you through what happens after they split, because everyone's like, should I get it before? Should I get it after? Whether you get it now or later doesn't matter, but over the long-term horizon, the next 4 or 5 years, it can have a tremendous impact on your life. So the splits happened in 87, 2000, 2005, 2014, of course, 2020. Great. So in 2005 to 2014, Apple went from 1117 adjusted for previous splits. That was the high of that year. And then up to 118.84, right? And if we look from 14 to 20, Apple rose from 119.42 to 515.98, which today was a hell of a day in the market for Apple. Write this down on this next slide. This is the part that's really important. If we extrapolate that data, the projected growth over the next decade for Apple should be 739% growth if we average or get the mean of those two previous split cycles for Apple. So 7x is what we could expect on a moderate scale over the next 10 years for Apple if they continue the dominance that they currently have. It took Apple 42 years to hit 1 trillion, and then 2 years after that, they got to 2 trillion. I've always argued it's one of the greatest companies of all time. And I think, of course, with COVID, it helped accelerate that thesis and bring that to life. So for all of you in the stock club and everybody in the earners, man, I appreciate you guys so much for buying the company. But write this down. This is the key. These numbers are going to blow your mind. So people are always wondering, okay, how much should I invest per month? How much should I put aside? And I know everyone doesn't have, like some of the athletes can't put away, like normal people can't put away 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand in a month. But for most working class people, if you make 6 figures, you can put 1,000 a month away. And after you see the numbers, even if you can't, you will find a way. Great. Let's look at Apple. Of course, investing has considerable risk. Everyone has different risk parameters that they have to meet. But if you put this is the starting balance of $1,000. And if you put $1,000 in per month today, the annual return will be 39.5%, but your total balance will be 28.3 million for $1,000 a month since 2000. So I know you guys are tired of me beating the Apple wave, so I'm gonna give you some other examples, right? NVIDIA, Troy Rashad, let's all smile. Mark, let's smile.
Now, Ian, we spoke to them last Monday about this.
Right? 8.5. So same number, 1,000 a month, 20 years. So this is why I say not enough people make long-term investing sexy to the average consumer, especially those of us that are Black. This is the reason why, though. The money that's absolutely available. Let's go to example number 3. Of course, Tesla, 2.6, the same thing, 1,000 in over a 10-year period, 2.6. But I'm going to give you a company that I never talked about before. I don't know how that happened. They give me a countdown. They don't want us to get this information. But if we look at Monster, since 2000, $1,000 a month into the market since 2000, when I graduated, and Troy, you graduated then too, right?
Shout out to the class of 2000.
Shout out to the class 2000 will be 42 million. So whatever company you like, let's say if you know of this guy named Mark, and let's say you want an easy ETF, goes back to, and Rashad, you got to get credit too, because man, the Dynatech Fund, episode 70, I think people have been sleeping.
Yeah.
Some solid gains. Go listen to episode 70. There is an amazing company that he gave you guys. Look at what the inception rate of return has been, but go extrapolate and go look and see if you put $1,000 a month in, what the return would be. You will be blown away by those numbers. So here's why you should never worry about a crash in the market. The stock market has never failed to recover from a crash. Not one. Not 1928, not 89, not 90, not 98, 99, 2001, the Great Depression, and then the COVID crash. The market always recovers, and usually it's less than 36 months. So if I told you the market recovers from crashes 100% of the time, type yes in chat if that would take away some of your fear about getting into the market. You can go look at the data. You can go on Wikipedia, Investopedia, and see. But every time we have a crash, the market corrects itself in less than 3 years. The market would drop 10% once a year and 30% drop once a decade. So those are definitely load the boat times. When a market drops 30%, you should say, Dear Heavenly Father above, thank you for this blessing, because I'll be able to take care of 2 generations if I play this right. The crazy part is during COVID, the market, S&P 500, dropped 35%. So it was even on a steeper discount, and it took about 2 months to recover. And guess who didn't invest in the market and is crying now because of it? Good old Leroy.
Leroy's back.
He back. So he bought Hertz and Delta and American and Genius, and he's crying. So y'all say a prayer for Brother Leroy, because he's on the sick and shut-in list right now, right? Even though we was giving him gems every week, you don't want to be this person. You don't want to be Leroy. Like, invest in quality. And when the next recession happens, I want you to look at the areas of the market that are affected the most and see if there's a buying opportunity there. Last recession, it was housing and banking based, so you were able to recover there. This recession, everyone leaned towards the companies that were printing cash to get a return. Once again, since 1916, the market has been up 71 years. Since 1916. So 7 out of 10 years, you will be up. You're going to have 3 years or maybe 1 year that's flat, 2 years that are down. But if you're up 7 out of 10 times, how many times are you going to take that shot? When the market drops, everyone type this in chat. When the market drops in a recession, I will load the boat. Please. Please. Load the boat. It took 12 years from the last recession to this one. The next recession may not come until 10 years from now, but I want you to be prepared. The number one reason people don't put more money into the market, because you don't know what the outcome is. When you don't know what the stats are around it, it's gambling. But if you know there's 100% return possible in a 4 or 5 year period, why would you not put your money into the market? Right? So once again, we're here, and our guests will agree. We're here to hold the best businesses for the longest period of time. There isn't a Fortune 5 company that I am a better CEO than. So that's why I want to tie my money to them. Let's take our ego out of it. If we print money, I then want us to take our money and give some of that to Tim Cook, Elon Musk, because they're better, and they will make us money while we're sleeping so we can take care of our family, right? And this is a key point. A lot of people in March, April, and May got talked out of life-changing returns because there's so much noise in the market. You got newsletters, you got publications, you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got Facebook, so many people talking. But if you just solely stick to your plan, and for those of you that have been through 2 recessions or 3, you see the same cycle. It feels like hell on earth for those 24 months that we're going through it. You make it out the other side. And especially if we have great leadership, things calm down and you're like, man, I would have never been able to produce this kind of return on my own. So everyone put in chat silence. I want you to write what your plan is for the next recession or next pullback and decide how many shares in that pullback are you going to get. That's key, because a lot of times people or publications.
The silence, and he really went silent. Silence.
Ian,
you there, bro?
Yes. Okay.
Yo.
Can you hear me?
We lost you.
Yo, you said silence, and they just said, we're going to cut him off.
You went silent after you said silence.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay, yeah. Listen, I wasn't doing it for dramatic effect. I'm not that good. But I want you guys to be quiet in your plan and just execute. There's so much talking, especially on social, that people talk you out of great positions because they didn't know any better. And even family, sometimes they'll tell you don't invest into the market. That's because they don't want you to get hurt. But if you go look at the data, this isn't my data that I made up. You can go check out any major fund. They'll tell you the same thing, right? But silence is key. I just want you guys to be big on execution. And when these opportunities present themselves, you take full advantage of them. Last thing. We had a guy that said I miscalculated futures, and so that wasn't true. But I want to show you how to calculate your profitability on the futures market in less than 60 seconds. So this is how you calculate it. You take the number of contracts times the number of ticks that you make. It feels like I'm like doing Mark segment, right? Times the number of ticks times the tick value, right? So this is an easy 3-step formula. So let me give you an example. For ES, if you have 20 contracts and you make 15 ticks and each tick is worth $12.50, your gross would be $3,750. Now, of course, trading has unlimited risk, unlimited reward. Please consult an advisor before you decide to invest in futures or day trade futures, because it's not for everyone. But this is hypothetically what you could make if you hit this 15 tick target. For those of you who are looking, if you're going, you can do a 1-to-1 ratio and have a 15 tick stop, and also have a 15 tick profit target, and do a 1-to-1 ratio. If you need 3-to-1, you can multiply 15 times 3, and that will give you what your profit target would be. For UB, if you have 20 contracts and you hit 15 ticks and it's $31.25 a tick, your gross earnings would be $9,375 on one trade for 15 ticks. So that's how you quickly calculate the value of the futures market, even though the beautiful gentleman who said I was wrong, you were wrong, and you didn't show up to trade against me, but it's okay. I love it. Call out of the month. S&P finally broke its record, so I hope for those of you that were swing trading, XOK had a nice run up too. All the ETFs had a nice run. I hope you guys were able to take advantage of that. And I want to end with this. Although most people frame them as disaster, crashes are the biggest opportunity of our lifetime and the biggest financial blessings that we will ever receive. So if you did not take full advantage of this one, and we fully recovered, man.
Yo, these graphics are great, man. These graphics.
Shout out to his GoPro. Shout out to his
these
GoPro.
graphics are great.
So
you on fire, bro.
Listen, man, it was a good day in the market. I was feeling good. I had some C4. God is good, you know.
At all times, bro.
But I'm in here. The next crash that we have, I want you to take full advantage of it, because I know some of you are missing out and you're having FOMO like crazy. I felt the same way in 2008. And I said to myself, I'll never put myself in a position ever again where I don't know what to do. And ever since 2008, I've been going crazy. 2007, Lil Wayne in the studio, 2010, Future in the studio, on the charts. Crazy. I want you guys to do the same thing. That's it. Love you guys.
There you have it. They said your mic is loud. Maybe we on the soundboard, we can kind of
sound.
Yes. So, all right. First of all, 3,300 on YouTube. Thank you. We are approaching record levels. Please hit the like button.
Appreciate that.
Shout out to MG, the mortgage guy, $100 super chat.
Say you're willing to risk it all.
Shout out to Latoya, $25 super chat. Appreciate you. Shout out to Herman, $100 super chat. Appreciate you.
Hold up.
Shout out to Charles, $50 super chat. Appreciate you. Shout out to Vince, $25 super chat. Appreciate you.
Not playing tonight.
Shout out to Pete, $50 super chat.
Pete, that's the bro, man.
So we're gonna bring our guest in, but before we do that, I have to tell this story. So a couple months ago, I put on Instagram that Earn Your Leisure wanted to start to help people. Like, we kind of, obviously do a good job as far as like producing content. And I think, on social media, and Wall Street Trapper, $100 super chat. Appreciate you.
Love, bro.
So it was like, I felt like, we could help people. We had a conversation. And so we put on Instagram, like, we want to start to help other people get their content out there and produce it. And Ian hit me. He's like, I want to sign to the label. What do I have to do? So we went back and forth, and he was like, how about the show called Market Mondays? He's like, yeah, that's dope. And I was like, why don't we just make it interactive, and we can actually do it on YouTube and have it like a YouTube show? And he like, let's do it. And we did that. That was about a month and a half or 2 months ago. And it's been wildly successful. It's been a smash. And now we're going to move that into the next level.
Breaking news alert.
Breaking news alert.
Breaking news alert.
Earn Your Leisure.
Y'all ready?
Is officially a podcast now as well. It's on all podcast audio outlets, on Apple, on Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your audio podcast. So what's going to happen is every Monday after the show at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's going to go on audio outlets. So if you can't watch the show on YouTube, or if you drive in and if you just like to listen to it on the podcast, it's going to be available. So go to Apple, go to Spotify, subscribe, rate, comment, get us 5-star ratings. That really helps a lot. And let's make Market Mondays the #1 podcast on the charts, man.
EYL Network has officially been launched. Shout out to the bro Ian, man. Yo, like you
I
said,
appreciate y'all so much for real.
we want this to climb the charts because we know how big this is for our culture. So tonight we are launching. I can't wait. I know you can't wait. Ian, but like I want to get that pot. So it's ready, man. It's here. Today is the first day, man. So everybody that's tuning in, shout out to y'all. And everybody that's about to call in, remember the guidelines, please.
That's a fact. So yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to Market Mondays on the podcast app. So without further ado, I guess the cat is kind of out the bag.
I'll get out the bag.
A story I think was shared on Instagram. I think a story was shared on Instagram.
It happens.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So, we're running through Atlanta and, wherever we go, it's family. And if you've been following Earn Your Leisure, you know that our family's been with us the whole time that we've been in Atlanta. And that is no other than, how can we do this? Can we just do like the pop-up screen right now? Like,
yeah, he's ready to go. Let's
do this.
Yeah, let's do this.
We not only in Atlanta, we got special cameras too. So, who's there?
You see what we doing? You already know.
What just happened?
Trap house jumping.
So
My guy.
Trap house jumping, man. Trap house. You never know what's gonna happen on Market Mondays, man.
Fact,
you never know what's gonna happen.
Listen, man, if you don't want your CEOs,
That's funny.
That's a fact, man. Wallstreet Trapper, the legend himself, needs no introduction. But you guys got introduced to Wallstreet from our standpoint almost a year ago in October, and it's been tremendous just to see his growth from that time to where he is now. Really just not only is he just blowing up online, but he's really shifting the culture and helping a lot of people learn about stock. And, I see it firsthand. We out in Atlanta and people like, yo, Trapper attire required.
Yep.
All that, just a real genuine, just a great, great guy, man. So, Trap, thank you for joining us, bro. Appreciate
my
it.
pleasure, man. Listen, we having fun out here.
Trap
jumping.
I told you, man, this dude is.
He's like Ghostface on
I'm
a
about
purple
to tell you,
tape.
right? I'm everybody. But, your network, man, you know what I'm saying? It's worth more than money, man. The people that you affiliate with, you know what I'm saying, build these relationships with, man. Like, you got to be willing to, you know what I'm saying, be there, rock. You know what I'm saying? When I come to the A, it's like my second home. So I'm like, bro, we going to link. You know what I'm saying? So just spending time with the bros. And that's how you build with people. You know what I'm saying? You got to be in person, have those relationships, be in the moments where it ain't about businesses. We just talking, we vibing. That's how you build with people, man. So if y'all trying to build a business, if you trying to build your wealth, man, get your relationships up.
That's a fact. That's a
big
fact.
key.
That's a fact. Shout out to Lindsay on the super chat. Appreciate it. Shout out to Derek super chat. Shout out to Mr. LeBron Sr. And shout out to Norris Pope. So yeah, let's get into. It's a lot of stuff that happened in the market, but being since we got to guess, we're just gonna keep it free flowing. We're gonna answer the questions,
Sure.
but this time it'll be 4 people that might answer the questions instead of 3. And of course, we got some other stuff to talk about that's been going on in the market. But let's jump right into it. Let's get some questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get it going.
Linda, we coming to you. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted. What's going on? You was the first person with your hand raised.
Hello?
What's up, Linda?
What's going on, Linda? How you doing?
Hi, yes. Hi, guys. Just want to say I have subscriptions for all you guys, so thank you so much. I have a quick question. I'm going to get the Apple stocks when it splits. I wanted to know if I should sell my Moderna. That's the only stock that I have that's not really doing well as the others. And so I wanted to know if I should sell that and just get more Apple.
Yes, for Apple, yes, absolutely. So anything that's not getting at least 12% return, get rid of it, and then go heavier on Apple. You'll be elated. And I've had the stance on Apple for forever. So this is a new. But yes, please do so. Please do so. And if anyone is unsure, just go look at the last 30 years of Apple and see how well they've done. Please.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a lesson that I've learned too. It was like we had this rule. It was like, yo, if it goes under 20%, it's time to maybe reconsider this stock or this ETF or this option. So that the thing that you lose in that is the opportunity cost, right? So like if I don't do it and this thing runs, now I've lost twice, right? Because I could have sold it and got Apple. You don't want to be in that boat. So I recommend it too. I'm with you, Ian.
Yeah, and we gotta look at it from a standpoint like sports. Like if somebody's underperforming, never be afraid to cut ties.
Sit down, son.
But it's actually we got a dope biotech episode that we're gonna do for Market Mondays as well. So we'll talk about that because that's interesting as far as the Monderos of the world. But I think that's something to consider. Never hold on to something once you see it's not performing at a high level.
Yeah, if you've learned nothing from me in the DraftKings situation was like, don't get emotionally attached to anything and leave hope at the door. So remember those two things as well.
Shout out to YouTube, 3,500. That's a record.
And I think a lot of
you guys so much.
I think a lot of people got into stocks like Moderna and Gilead Sciences. I think people got in those stocks chasing those vaccines, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so when it didn't perform the way it did, now you like, yo, what do I do? And like I told my travelers like in the beginning, we're not even chasing those vaccines. Don't even much look for that play. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is those businesses are real complicated. So if you invest in a business that's real complicated, then you don't really understand it. If you can't understand the business, how you gonna make money off it? You don't understand what's pushing the stock. You don't understand what's driving the stock. You don't understand what's the catalyst to the business. All you know is you chasing a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it, that stock been going down. It may have his little time, but if you look at that chart, I'm pretty sure Ian can vouch for me on this one because he's a chart man. You can look at Moderna stock and they don't have no signs of reassurance in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a play to go with the Apple stock, something that's continuously growing, something that has a strong core, strong foundation, and a lot of growth in it. So definitely I would agree with Ian and going with that Apple play.
That's a fact. Shout out to Sean on the check-in on the super chat, and shout out to the Truth Jones, $100 super chat.
Yeah, shout out
Truth
to
Jones. He blew up.
yeah.
He's a celebrity. He's a celebrity out here in the streets.
I mean, 30,000 followers later, like that young boy is special, man. Shout out to him.
That was a special moment for us on Market Monday. Shout out to Al on super chat. Next question, Judy.
Judy, what's going on? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Oh, peace. What up, guys? Everybody. Ian, thank you very much, Ian, man. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you too.
I'm live at 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. I'll be tired.
My bad. I'm just trying as much as I can.
No, Trap be doing them lives at 1 o'clock in the morning, man.
It's trap hours.
Listen, trap attire required, man. Everybody know the hood jump in the late nights, man. Ain't nobody on the corner.
For diversifying, right? What do you feel about like getting into bonds or ETFs that have bonds in them aside from just regular stocks?
If you're over 35, it's a good mix. It's definitely needed. The funny thing is the bond market, gold, and all the indexes are sliding up at the same time. So right now there is no diversification. This market proved that a lot of portfolio theory had to go out of the window. And when the companies are not producing any profit, you have to know when to get into the market.
Yep.
You have to know when to get in, when's a good price. And that's why I lean towards analogies, because the entire market is up because everyone is worried about what is going to fall apart. Now, something has to topple in 2 years. We'll balance out. But long term, if you guys are looking at the long-term horizon, 5, 10, 15 years, a good portfolio mix is good. And truth be told, like if you just have, I always said, a couple good stocks, you don't need to rotate them that much. Your needs and your desire is different than a portfolio manager that is managing $10 billion.
Yep.
They have to take out profit at a certain point for different reasons for clients. For you, stick with the ones that are winning. But yeah, if you hedge with the bond market, you'll be great. You'll be great.
Yeah, I wanted to say also balance fund. That's something like even on a 401k or something like that. If you're interested in kind of having some diversification and having stocks and bonds, a balance fund, usually like a 50-50 between stocks and bonds. So there's a lot of great balance funds out there. But that's something, especially like I said, in your 401k or something like that, you might see a balance fund. So that's interesting if you want to do that.
Yeah, appreciate you. L. Freeman, shout out to you. Just joined EYL University. Welcome to the family.
Welcome
shout out
to EYL University.
Salute.
Yeah, welcome.
Salute.
We are quickly approaching 4,000.
Yo, y'all doing numbers, man.
Trap house jumping.
Strap out jumping.
Trap house
Make
jumping.
me feel like I got Procaine on my side.
You, what's going on? You are unmuted. Go ahead.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How you
What's
doing?
going on?
How you doing?
Great, great. What are your thoughts on the solar panel industry?
So I actually told a while back a brand, I don't know how I can say this on here, but a business that I like was Sun. Sun's a real good brand. My trap was on it. We probably up about maybe 30% at this time. It is an expanding market, but be cautious. It's going to be real volatile because it's still trying to find a way for it. But it is a great play if you always got to check your emotional fortitude when you're investing in things like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to be a straight up ride. It's not going to be a smooth ride like you'll get with the Apples and like you'll get with the Microsofts. It's going to be like Tesla in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be built for that type of ride. But it is the futures. If you thinking future, if you thinking something like that, you got to think 10 years out. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell you that a company that I just was looking up just purchased like 10 acres of land to build some solar panels. So I put that in your drink. You do what you want to do with it.
You know who else has solar panels? You know who else has solar panels?
Who was that?
A company named Tesla.
That car company, that's a tech company?
Who knew?
If you think Tesla is a car company, you're out of your mind.
That's
Exactly.
If you think Tesla is a car company, you're literally out of your mind.
People got to stop with it.
Yeah, this man's not a car company.
That's a fact.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you for your question.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say on that, Ian? Or
No, I agree 1,000%. That's the two players that I like. It's going to be a rocky ride because it's still that conversation about solar has been going on as long as marijuana. So It's not going to be a straight shot. Now, once it gets mass expansion, then it will stabilize.
Yep.
It's going to be it's going to be very rocky until then. But if you guys hold for a 10-year period, man, a lot of things will just even themselves out. And don't take my word for it. I don't want you to believe anything I say. Go look, just Google 10-year chart for any company. And you will go look and see historically if you held how much money you missed out on. The real money is on the back end. All my artists, you know the same thing. But if you're holding for 5 to 10 years, in some cases you'll be able to hit 4,000 or 5,000%, 6,000% just holding. And if you're reinvesting the dividend, so I agree 100%.
Yeah, I see some people putting that Battery Day is approaching. Battery Day is September 22nd. So that they're supposed to release the battery that shows extended amount of views. I think, what do they have now? 6 hours?
1,000,000 miles.
1,000,000 miles.
Tesla.
1 million
That's
miles.
Tesla. A million
Lifetime.
Yeah. So that's coming up in 3 weeks, man. So this run, Forrest, we gonna call it Forrest?
Definitely can call it Forrest.
We're gonna call this one a Forrest Gump.
Shout out to everybody on YouTube. 3,800 on the check, and let's run this up to 4,000.
Yeah, breaking news around. Go tell a friend to tell a friend.
Let me get some trappers up here, man. Run this to 4,000.
Rapper attire is required.
Raphael, you are unmuted. Unmute yourself.
How you doing, guys? Can you hear me?
We hear you.
can
Where you
hear
calling
you.
from?
Great. How are you?
From London.
London.
Oh, London.
We got
now.
strong. We got strong. You know Wallstreet Trapper.
Of course I do, man.
Of course I do.
That's dope.
Right, yo, Raphael, tell him Matt knows these things. He's just Matt knows these things.
When you come into London City, Trapper.
Man, I'm out there, man. The only place I can't go is Canada, you hear me? I'm with it, you hear me?
We're gonna get Drake to work on that.
Get Drake
funny.
to work on that. That's
cool.
part of me knowing EYL, man. They got connections. Man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
That's cool.
What's
Anytime you come down, man, it'll be nice to meet up. I'll show you around town.
You ain't gotta treat me, but you ain't gotta
Threaten me with a
good time.
That's a fact.
So yeah, I appreciate you guys, honestly. And Ian, I appreciate you too as well, what you guys are doing.
Appreciate you.
I just, you said one thing with the Monique interview about, if we hit another depression, the majority of us Black people, unfortunately, it's not just us and our kids that, we would have to look after. It's, our auntie, grandma now, cousins, etc., etc. So I have 2 kids at the moment. I have 2 daughters that I love, and I have savings for them. But do you kind of like have anything on your program that's like a 24-hour or a month? Because I'm not going to lie to you, that amount for the year will take a hit. But if you was to have something like a 24 month,
You talking about for the stock club?
yeah, definitely.
Just email me, Ian at Join Red Panda, and I'll give you a scholarship tonight since you've been loyal to EYO Trap, and the numbers are crazy. So just email me.
Actually, just put it in the chat because you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get a bunch of emails.
Yeah.
Put it in the Zoom chat. Put your
email. I'm gonna copy it right now.
You guys, man. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Raphael,
So I just put my email on the chat.
Put your email and then put it to the panelists, and so we can see it right away.
But even with that, I'm gonna say this. One of the top holdings in the stock club is the company I just talked about.
Okay.
Apple. So the way I design a stock club is if you took action, you'll get some return. Because I'm only telling you the ones that I'm in. Like even with Moderna. Like when we called Moderna, it was way before it got hot, and we got in the 20s.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if you know the price when to buy,
Yep.
you're good. And then now you can ride it out and decide if you want to take profit and then roll that into something else. But for all my parents and for those of you like, hey, I don't have enough, man, I'm literally giving you my direct same with like when Trap gave y'all CrowdStrike, and like kudos to any other company, but we called CrowdStrike before Motley put it out.
Facts.
All these companies that you guys like, oh, they did. We're calling the prices and the company. Like Rashad and gave y'all 9 companies. Troyden gave y'all 9 companies. Markton gave 60, right? Take it to execute. Like shout out to the Red Panda family. I love y'all dearly, but I've made my case why I like Apple. In my opinion, man, Steve Jobs is probably the 6th best CEO of all time. Tim Cook is angling his way to top 25.
Come on, man. Talk about that. I said that, man, and people wasn't feeling me when I said that.
Yeah,
I'm like
he is as great on the operation side as Steve was on the innovation side. You cannot argue with that. Like I know he's not into Six Sigma, but for those of you that are into Six Sigma, he will be a Six Sigma god.
Yeah.
Buy those two and you'll be good. You would be up. If you got it when I told you to get it when we first started doing it, you'll be up at least 80%.
I just think he's more diplomatic than Steve Jobs.
OVO sounds.
Shout out to Troy.
Drake's his guy. That is my guy.
Every time we hear Drake's song, Troy say, "That's my guy."
So, that is a fact.
Shout out to Drake, man. Shout out to 3900 on.
Yeah, we're gonna
YouTube.
touch 4. We're gonna hit that 4.
This blue magic over here.
Blue magic.
Ernest, what's going on? You've been unmuted, bro. Unmute yourself.
Good dope sells to sell.
Oh wait,
what's going on, fellas? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you perfect. What's up?
How are you?
We got Trap. We got my man. You got Rashad. You got Ian. You know, it's Troy. We out here crazy, man. I'm loving it, y'all. Shouts out to the Dark Knight. I know he's creeping around somewhere.
He creeping somewhere.
He creeping.
Quick question. What to you guys about the quantitative easing that's been going on and the dollar decline? I know you, Rashad, were not big on China, but has your thoughts changed about maybe dealing in some emerging markets? I've been looking at C. I've been in there for a while, and Kathy Woods has it at ARKW and ARKF as like the top 3 holding, top 4 or 5 holding, I believe. And just want to know your thoughts on you as collectively on the emerging markets and, you know, a company possibly like C to go into.
Yeah, that's a good question. Appreciate your question.
Yes, sir.
It's interesting that you said ARKW because we was actually just talking about that today. Because I'm in ARK, ARKK, and we was having that conversation today how like ARKW is stronger. Troy feels it's stronger than the KK. So that's a good ETF. That's a real good ETF. That's a gem right there for anybody listening. I mean, my stance on emerging markets still hasn't really changed. I feel like emerging markets has underperformed in the last 10 years. And I just feel like it's a lot of risk involved as far as, you know, not to say that there's not any good companies. There are good companies overseas, but, you know, you just have a lot of good companies already in America. And the political landscape in these countries a lot of time are completely different than what we have here in America. And it's not as, you know, simple as far as like, you know, you have to deal with a lot of different aspects economically and from the government. So, and especially China, I still I still don't really trust a lot of things that come out of China. That's just my personal opinion. So I'm still not really bullish on emerging markets, but that's just my own personal opinion. I just feel like there's a lot of value right here in America. I don't know if anybody else wants to chime in.
Yeah, I was going to add on the ARKW, and like since we said why we liked it, Ernest, when you get a chance, just type in arc/funds.com, and and then you can pull up the whole ARC family. And when you go to them, right, you can see the first thing it shows you is the top 10 holdings, but go through the top 40 holdings, and you'll see a distinct difference between ARKK and ARKW. There are some companies there that are no-brainers in the W.
Oh, for sure. ARKW is lit. I got the PDF looking at it right now. So
yeah, you know what I mean?
For sure. Absolutely.
Exactly. It's like, wait, okay, this is where I need to be. And that's a gem for anybody that's listening. Write it down.
Right. Trap, you want to say something?
So I always do this when I'm doing trap and shooters. So I'm about to do something right quick. Yo, I'm not a financial advisor.
Have to.
I'm a fiduciary. Everything I say is for information and entertainment purposes only. Take none of what I say as true, because I don't know what the hell I be talking about. If you are able to mitigate your risk, seek financial advisor. I know a real dope one. His name is Rashad. He could take you to glory. I could just take you to the trap.
Go to the trap.
So for me, if you are looking at emerging markets, you can check out the ETF, EMGF. It's pretty good. It'll give you some balance. It's a safety net for you if you just want some exposure to it. But I'm like Rashad, there's so many great businesses in America that it's too many to choose from. When you're looking at emerging markets, you're looking at businesses that are other countries. They are actually, they deal with things different, especially China. And a lot of times you don't know what you're getting exposed to. So if you actually want to just play it safe, you just want it to be in the emerging market, check out, again, EMGF. It's a good play for you.
Thanks, Trap. I appreciate it.
I'll say on EMGF, a price if you want to get in would be 35. A place to stop touching it would be 46.
There you go.
Please do not touch a 46.
Ian with the remix.
That's game.
You feel me? A whole lot of game. Ernest, we appreciate you.
That's a whole lot of game. Somebody
that road, man.
Somebody on YouTube said, "Who's Rashad?" I have no idea. I have no idea.
Just a just a cool guy I know. That's all.
I have no idea.
Yep.
Neo, you've been unmuted.
Can I jump in real quick? My stance on Tencent has changed. It's too high. My stance on it has changed. I still don't like it at the price where it is. But if it drops back to a low to boat price or a low to clip price, I can't argue with the chart. But it's not in my top 10 or top 15. But my stance has definitely changed on it.
Facts.
That's the only one.
Neo, you've been unmuted. You've unmuted yourself. Go ahead, man.
Yo, what's up, man? What's up?
How you doing?
What's going on, family?
What up with you?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Just want to say congratulations to Ian for getting on the podcast. I know it wasn't my idea, but I definitely suggested it. So
I appreciate your prayers.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. I appreciate you for letting me get in, man. You know what I'm saying? You let me get in that Red Panda Club, and I've been enjoying that. But now, last week you talked about how to predict who gonna win the presidency, Ian.
Yep.
And what I was trying to figure out is what you said was that if Donald Trump stays the president, if Donald Trump wins, then basically the market is not gonna go down. It's gonna probably stay where it's at or grow up. If the party changes, then the market is gonna go down. Now with the stock splits for Tesla and Apple, I'm trying to figure out a strategy to pinpoint my buying price. So
which one?
Can you talk about that?
How many questions he asked?
I'm not even sure.
He was smooth with it, right?
I got lost.
No, guidelines.
I got lost.
That was one question.
Yeah, well, yo, I had a couple.
They got to be there's got to be a question mark though. Like,
yeah. Well,
running sentence, yeah.
running sentence. Running sentence.
Man,
For those of you,
I got another suggestion too. If y'all
all right, go ahead, Ian.
I'm open to the suggestion too, because it's cheaper than me paying a consultant, and I appreciate all feedback. But what I said is, if the S&P continues to go up, it would be a landslide victory for Trump. I really only have him winning by maybe 3 points, to be honest. But if the S&P continues to go up, he's going to win. The entry point for Apple or any of the major ones that you're looking for, you can ask me, of course, as being a member of the stock club, but I'm going to beg you guys, the simplest thing you can do, and I wish we had a sexier name for it, but just dollar cost average just means buy every month. Now, we've all spent money, 200, 500, 1,000 on other things. None of it has given me the kind of returns that Apple and investing in the market has. I'm just being very honest with you. So if you need a price, I'll drop that price in our stock club. But for those of you who are not in, please join us. I would really appreciate it. But buy Apple every single month, especially if you have one of these. You can't argue with me about investing in Apple if you have AirPods, MacBook Pro, iPad, so just buy it every single month and you'll be good.
Yeah, and they're doing a 4-to-1 stock split. So, I mean, the entry point is kind of like
it's affordable.
Yeah, it's there. Like, I mean, if it drops to $125, I mean, you kind of got to get in at that point. I mean, it's like
a pair of J's.
Yeah, the entry
cheaper
point.
than any iPhone they ever bought.
The entry point is next Monday.
Facts.
That's the entry point, because it's like, all right, it's $125. Even if it goes down to 150, is that really going to make a big difference in the grand scheme of things? Like, unless you put in a large, like if you put in $1 million, then that might tip the needle. But I mean, you're putting in money that it's not really going to probably make that much of a difference. But by you waiting, it's only going to go up. And then it's like, now you just kind of play a waiting game. Then it becomes like double dutch. You don't know when to get in, when to get out. So
you got the opportunity.
Something like Apple, you guys just buy on a monthly basis and whenever you can actually afford it. But I mean, this is a great opportunity for most people to get in, being that they're doing a 4-to-1 stock split, and it's going to be under $125 next week, probably. Shout out to YouTube, 4,000.
Breaking news alert.
Trap House jumping.
Trap House jumping.
Get some stuff away.
Hey, what's up?
Trap House jumping.
Some claps. What's that?
I love
There
y'all.
we go.
That's real.
I do want to say something though, man. I want people to know that, and I know Ian said he gonna give y'all the prices. Y'all need to get comfortable with learning how to come up with these prices, yo. Because what happened when Ian gets sick one day and he can't tell y'all the price?
Lord forbid.
Yeah, I ain't gonna put that on. Take your herbs, Ian.
Sea moss.
Like, and so I want you to understand that knowing when to buy a stock is way more important than knowing when to sell it.
Yep.
Knowing when to buy it is way more important than knowing when to sell it. I can promise you that.
Can I jump on your remix real quick then?
Taylor Swift people, bro.
Man, the most important time to sell is in a good company is never.
Facts.
Hold it back to the analogy from last week. If you had a 24-unit apartment building on free and clear, and you got $2,500 a month, would you want to flip that so you can go mess off in DR?
You're gonna spend some of the flip money too.
Always. Like in trap, like tell them everybody who flipped. My headphones came off. Everybody who flipped eventually ran out of money.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want us to buy and hold. And it's not sexy because we didn't have a community to talk to us about this. So like, kudos to you that are like playing this and like, you're like, hey, I'm in Bible study, sharing this with my pet. Like, that's dope. Because we need more. But let's be real. It's one of the biggest, that and the actual trap in the hood is two of the biggest congregation places. But we don't know what to buy. But we know, like, if the off-whites come out, we'll pay a premium for that. But
that's
like
a fact.
you said, it's really key. And somebody just said it about Nip. That's true. Like, but we all have the ability through this to be Nipsey. Like, and I want to publicly say, man, Trap, thank you for always being solid. Like, even day one, you heard I did the interview.
Say it, you can.
This what you need to do. This how much you need to post.
Yep.
Like, I was like, all right, great. I'm gonna go crazy. But this is the great part about investing. we all can buy the same stuff and stunt with each other instead of on each other.
Oh, absolutely.
We can all buy at the same price and there will be no competition.
Nope.
So 200-day moving average we talked about. I've showed you guys Fibonacci. We talked about EMAs. Pick whatever technical indicator you want to and just buy the damn stock.
Yeah.
Buy and you're good.
All right, Latoya, we are coming to you. You are unmuted. Unmute yourself. Latoya, what's going on? Oh, don't do that to us. Oh, Latoya, you know they counting down on you.
Gotta go to the next.
They're counting down on you, Latoya. Don't try to jump in left.
Lenny, let's go to Lenny. I
Let's
don't
go,
think
Lenny.
I heard from Lenny yet.
Lenny Joe. Lenny, go ahead. Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Hey, fellas, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Good. We good.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. Thank you for taking my call. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Ian, Troy, Rashad, Trap.
It's good.
Get to talk to you guys again. My question was, I spoke to you guys like 2 weeks ago, but I don't think my question was clear, so I just want to get straight to the point. So for example, right, for Microsoft, let me just get to my graph. Okay, for Microsoft, I got in at 140, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how would I go about that? So you see how high it went up 50% from there. So should I like be dollar cost averaging still, or should I wait for it to, get back to a point like 210? I mean, like back to under 200 before
You're
I start
suffering from FOMO.
Yeah, I know. It's really crazy. But
So you started off dollar cost averaging?
Bro, I did that. Was my first investment. So like I was still new to it at the time. So that was my I was like, yeah, this is gonna hit. But like I told you last time, I had people in the house that were telling me the opposite, to wait a little bit. And by the time I waited, it kept going up and up and up. And I was waiting for the dip and never dipped. So
These people in the house, are they
about to say that?
No, you know what? Because no disrespect, but the thing was like stocks, investments is one of the only things where everybody has an opinion, and anybody can be an expert. And it's like, if somebody like has like, all right, you have like a heart disease, and it's like, I don't think that you should necessarily take that medicine. You should probably just drink tea. Why? I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. And it's like, what I'm saying? You might not take me serious. So I say that to say, you have to be careful who you listen to. And dollar cost averaging, the whole point of dollar cost averaging is that you're not timing it. So you always put money in every single month. It's like paying a bill. On the 15th of every single month, you put money in. That's like the whole point of dollar cost averaging. It's like your 401k. I always say that because to me, the 401k is the best thing that people like can really relate to, because the average person is putting money into their 401k. And that's a great way to dollar cost average. They're taking money out of your paycheck every time you get paid, and it's going into the stock market. When the stock market is up, it's going in. When the stock market is down, it's going in. But you're making money over the course of time because you're buying it at different prices. So a company like Microsoft, where, odds are it's probably going to continue to go up, right? So even short-term pullbacks don't matter when you look at long-term perspective.
Yep.
So if your plan is to dollar cost average and it's already worked out for you, sometimes things go too good and we get scared and we try to reinvent the wheel. If you're already up 100% on it since you brought it, it's working out for you. Why would you look for a different strategy now? Because in 5 years from now, it's probably going to be up even way more than it is right now. Yeah. So just keep putting money in. That's it.
Would you sell it and get the gain?
No, hell no.
Purchase it?
No.
That's all I was telling my friend. They be like, yo, just because we be talking about this every Monday after we listen to this. We chat about it, just before we watch the games and all that. And they were like, yo, this is what you should do. You should sell it, take the gains, and repurchase it. I'm like, that doesn't make sense in my opinion. Just repurchase it at this price, right?
That's like having Jay-Z in 93. And then you sell them after Hard Knock Life and then want to renegotiate back with them. Price is going to be different. But this goes back to the silence point. So all of us entrepreneurs, let's have a little moment of silence. Life goes better for us when we be quiet and execute. I'm going to be real with you. Don't tell anybody what you're doing. Just buy the share. Like that's why I love to go back with the throwback memories on Facebook. I laid in the cut for a long time. Never told anybody about what I was doing. No one, because then I don't have to deal. So if I lose, it was my mistake. If I win,
it's on me.
I felt like Luka the other night, right? So it's like, because if you're quiet and you have no feedback, it's you versus you. You're business class. either execute or not. And I too used to be like, man, I want my family, my friends, and everybody, all my homies to believe in an idea, and we're gonna build together. Build by you, build by brick. When it works, you'll get enough people to follow. And even with me, like I've made some pretty damn good calls this year, and there's still people like he doesn't know. Silence is the remedy for all that.
And also, even in the group chat, like, because like when we have our group chat and all of us are in it, actually, Ian, Mark, Wall Street Trapper, Troy, Jamal, Mike,
Matt's in there.
Matt, MC the Mortgage guy's in there. Everybody's in there. So it's like, sometimes, everybody doesn't have to always agree on the same thing. Like Troy said that he was buying Sony, I think.
I bought, yeah.
I said I'm not doing that.
Don't fit the strategy.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to agree. If he's right, I'll be wrong. If I'm right, he'll be wrong.
And you still give him praise for being right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I never asked the weed man what the price was of dope, bro. Feel me? He don't know the price.
That's real though.
Never asked the weed man what the dope prices was, man. Stop asking people, man, that don't know nothing about nothing. They don't know about what you got going on.
Yeah, and for context too, the thing that Trap and I, even though you guys may see differences, there's a lot way more alike.
Hell yeah.
Even with approach and analogy, but the one thing you can't deny is time on chart.
Yeah.
You never hear me and Trap disagree about a company. Never hear me and Rashad disagree. Never hear me and Troy. You never heard me. Even Mark was like, we should do a debate show. I'm like, what are we going to debate about? We agree on everything. It's just confirmation. But that comes from doing your own research.
Yeah.
And once you get to that place, you don't need confirmation. You don't need anyone else's bias. Like, and I've always said, even if Buffett told me like, yo, you should change your strategy, I'm like, no, I can't, because this is working for me. He has way more money. My entries are superior though. Like, you have to follow your process and get so comfortable only caring about what you do. Pierre, my guy, what up, the league? You have to treat this like you play in the NBA.
Facts.
Dabbling. Go all in.
Yeah, it's a big fact. Like even all of us are in the same chat. All of our investment strategies are different.
Yeah.
So they really just become ideas, right? I'm not trying to change Shotty's strategy.
Right.
I'm just saying like, yo, this is my table. This was on top of my table.
Yeah.
Trap might say, yo, this is on my table. This is on my top. Shotty's gonna say, yo, I just want the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it just sharpens Zion. Cause like he might say, you know what? I see that that's working. I might add something to it now, right? He might alter his strategy a little bit, but it's just bouncing ideas, man. The more ideas you put in a room, in a chat, man, y'all gonna go, everybody gonna go together. And when we win, you know that, Ian, that chat go crazy.
Everybody got emojis flying.
Yeah, every time it's green at 9:30. Good morning, brothers. How you doing?
I'm sending good energy, sending good energy your way. Overflow, everybody.
Yep. Fact.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate
call,
y'all.
brother. We're gonna do
It's 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
Oh, I missed my 9 o'clock. All right, real quick. I unmuted Rachel. Rachel, just give me 1 sec because we got earnings for this week, and I'm keeping my eye on. And I'm sure Mark is going to love this. But Best Buy is reporting their earnings on tomorrow. They hit an all-time high today of 119. I have done the numbers on them, and I love Best Buy for a number of reasons. Number one, when we want to buy tech, that is probably the number one place that we go. And number two, especially with schools being out, a lot of people are going to have to be getting computers to do online learning, and companies are doing that as well. So, like Best Buy, they had an all-time high today, but they are definitely on the watch list. And then Dollar General is going to be reporting Thursday. If you've done the math on them and done the homework, those are the two that I'm watching this week. So shout out to everybody that's been writing down these earnings, because a lot of people are like, yo, I heard that earning, man, it did great.
As Shotty would say, I'm jacking both those. Both those are quality.
Shout out to the trappers, man. We got into Best Buy at 79, man.
Mm-hmm.
Trap house jumping. Trap house jumping.
Rachel, what's going on?
It's the Carter over here, man.
The Carter.
What's going on? What's going on?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good. Sorry, I'm in a meeting at work, so I can't be too loud. But I just wanted to thank y'all for real. I followed Trap back in February and it changed my life. And then I followed you guys and I joined the Earners. I joined Trappers Anonymous. I haven't got Red Panda Club yet because these student loans trying to hold me back.
The trifecta.
I'm coming.
Soon come.
Soon reach.
And I just want to tell everybody on YouTube, if y'all have any side money at all, this is where it needs to go. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life, completely change mine. The return on investment is crazy.
How has your experience been at EYL University and Trappers Anonymous since you're members of both?
It's been crazy. Like I go through every night when I get off work. I don't get off work till midnight. I go through all of the videos, everything, all the Facebooks. Everyone is just so welcoming. It's the knowledge and mentality and everything that they give you. It's not even just all about wealth. It's different attributes like health and mentality and mindset, and the community is just crazy. I highly recommend.
What do you do for a living?
I work for Apple.
Oh,
come on, man.
There you go.
Hold up.
There you go.
Uh-oh. Yo,
Ian blush.
YouTube, be easy, YouTube.
Ian blush.
Oh,
be easy, YouTube.
Salute you, Queen. We appreciate your energy for real.
Amazing.
For real. Thank you. Appreciate that.
But my questions is really basic. I just wanted to see everyone's opinion on their ride or die. And so if you just had one stock that you can invest in, that's the only one you could ever invest in for the rest of your life, what would it be?
The company you work for. God.
I'm about to say, we invested in your company.
Stephen Paul.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Like Amazon.
That was the other one.
Amazon, a great one.
Amazon.
I love Apple though, but Amazon is just
it's a beast.
It's a men amongst men.
amongst men. Men amongst men.
He's different over there, man.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Somebody just tried to jump in a company named Snowflake, just IPO, like on IPO. And they're gonna try to challenge Amazon and Microsoft. They doubled. They doubled in the first quarter in 2020. They double revenue to I think something like 247 million. Right? They only took like $143 million loss, which is great for a company just coming out. He won't compete with the big boys. I ain't mad at him.
He'll be bought soon.
Huh?
I said they'll be bought soon.
I mean,
acquisition target.
Acquisition target. You're now on the radar.
No. But sometimes that's the game. Like sometimes that's the game. See, I want people to know this too. Like the part of the game that we don't know is that when you put out a good company, you want it to get bought.
Yeah.
You want it to get bought so you can just do it all over again. Like people just be falling in love with these businesses. Don't fall in love with the brand. Listen.
Yeah.
If the dope is good, you don't gotta use it, man. You don't gotta use it. You take a taste test and you keep it pushing. If it gets your gums numb, you know it's good.
If it gets your gums numb,
keep going.
This
analogy
is
king
of Trapper. Earn Your Leisure has no
association. Yeah.
Association.
YouTube, we sorry. YouTube, we sorry. Google, we sorry.
We cannot confirm nor deny.
Please do not limit this. Rachel, thank you so much.
But before we proceed, Rachel, drop your email and so I can finish off this third Infinity Stone and put you in Stock Club. I appreciate you.
I appreciate that, man. That's dope. That's dope. Let's take a break from this because I want to talk about something happened today in the
after hours.
Yeah, the Dow Jones.
Yeah.
So Exxon, Pfizer, what else? Raytheon got kicked out, executed outside the club, like no longer welcome. And
the Dow Jones,
Salesforce, Engine, and Honeywell was welcomed in. Anybody want to talk about that?
Trap, go please. Then Troy.
Well, basically, it's just that is a byproduct of Apple.
Yeah.
So the 4-to-1 stock split actually. So Apple was heavy. So what each industry tries to do is have a balance of tech, whatever the case may be. With the Dow Jones, they had like a 27% weigh-in tech. The Apple split made a decline to about 23%.
Yep.
So they needed more exposure. So they bring in some great companies. Salesforce is a great business. I actually told my travelers about it this morning. I was like, yo, we need to watch out for this business. It's going to do earnings this week. And today it was up like 6%.
Yeah.
So that's basically in a nutshell what it is. And just it's like y'all said earlier, it's like a coach, yo, you got to get out, you got to come in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to put some well performers in here. So it's definitely a great move. So
I think it was just a shock, right? Because if you look at the history, Exxon's been the longest company.
It's because Exxon is like one of those.
It's American standard.
It's American standard. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of like, I think that has people more in shock. Like yo,
y'all kicked us out.
Yeah, like you next. Everybody can get it.
Everybody on watch now.
Yeah. Suge Knight.
Yeah.
Suge Knight.
All CEOs on watch. Yeah, right.
But I go back to what I say. Okay, Trap. Let's say we're in a business venture together, and I'm making 170.
What kind of business? Is we legal business or we in a trap?
We do everything legal.
It's all.
I just need to know because my mindset different in each occasion.
but you got power. Yeah. So like, let's say we own Truth Nightclub, right? Yeah. Let's say we own Truth Nightclub.
I like it.
At the peak, we're making $117,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then fast forward 10 years, we're only making, let's say, $32,000. Would you lean towards terminating the partnership or renew for 10 years? You're going to lean towards termination.
Nah, that's a fact.
Exxon high, once again, 2008, high was 117. There's been a slow fall, but during COVID, they hit 32.95.
The devil's a liar.
We are watching.
Back up, Ian. We miss you. We miss you.
Yeah. Something happened. A little technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll try it again. In 2008, Exxon hit 117.20, and COVID, it got down to 32.95. So I go back to my analogy. If I was used to score 25 points a game and now I score 8, I got to get to the bench. Now I got to get replaced with Elon or Mark Benioff or somebody of higher quality. So when these companies stop producing, it's over. And that's why I say even with Tesla, them being a technology company that focuses on cars, and I'm going to say this, Elon is the new Steve Jobs. The Model S is the iPhone. The battery will be the AirPods. Like, their dominance for the next 15 years be something like we've never seen in a long time. But Exxon is just an old business and it stopped producing, so you got to kick them out and they got to go. That's why I always tell all my entrepreneurs, add value to everything you do so you can stick around. And you guys think I'll be joking when I'm like, no, I'm trying to earn my way in to stay. But every entrepreneur knows, like, we've seen it in rap all the time. One artist will be hot for 1 or 2 years and then they fall off and they get replaced. You have to keep adding value, otherwise you're going to get replaced. It always happens that way.
So let me ask you guys this. Being at, like, it was when Tesla, I think, I don't know if they got added, but I think they're getting added to the S&P 500.
They're getting added.
Obviously, they said that's going to like help the value of the company's stock price. So like these companies that got added, you would think that probably would help the stock price go up, right?
Solidify, for sure.
Yeah.
It just means it's just like it's kind of like you going from JV. No. It's kind of like going from being a runner to scoring your own pack. Your value go up because you ain't scoring 2 for 1s no more. You got the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So your value go up all the time. Anytime you get added to the big leagues, like you ready to play ball, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you already got a great product. Like even though management is good, like if you have a great product, like Salesforce has a great product.
Yeah.
Salesforce, yeah, serious.
They have a great product.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
when
you have a great product, like you like, oh, this is what I've been waiting on. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna always help. That's gonna add way more to the Tesla brand when they get added to the S&P, because the S&P is big dogs.
Yep.
Like that's big boy. Like the other indices are great, but the S&P is the big board. They call it that for a reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? You big dog, you get here. So that's major.
And notice Elon. Notice Benioff. Notice Bezos. Notice Steve Jobs. They all have the same personality type.
Yeah.
Shout out to YouTube. We broke another record, 4,200. Want to check in. If you guys can if you guys
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody.
Trap House jumping. It's a whole culture. It's a whole culture we've created at Earning Leisure, right?
I got blue magic over here.
It's a culture. It's a culture.
It is, man. I told y'all that when I first met y'all. When I came to New York, I was like, bro, Like, y'all different. Like, I don't care what it is, yo.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. If y'all could take a millisecond to like this video, I promise you it's 100% free. Just hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. It helps out a lot on the algorithm. So
definitely, please do.
Like and comment, just whatever. Just put an emoji. Put a trap house emoji. Put a graduate.
Where the trap is at, man?
Put a panda emoji. Put a scale emoji. Just put
them in here, man.
Yeah.
Trap is in here.
I see the bats going up in here. You know what I mean? The Dark Knight must have
put all that in there, man. All right, so let's take a few more questions and then we're gonna head out.
Tracy, you've been unmuted. Unmute yourself. What's going on? Tracy playing.
Maybe not.
Let's go to Veronica.
Next.
Veronica, what's up? Unmute yourself. You've been unmuted.
Matt, what up, man?
And shout out to Amir Muhammad on the super chat. Appreciate you.
He said he's seen you, Trap.
Yeah, in the West End.
In the West End Atlanta.
Shout out to
you seen me?
Yeah.
Brad,
sure.
Veronica, you unmuted. Go ahead.
I'm always on the West Side.
Shout out to the Rodderville. I think we gotta go to somebody else on the super
too.
chat as well. We appreciate you.
Let's go to Kingston. Kingston, you unmuted.
What's going on?
What's going on? Unmute yourself.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How you?
Kingston, how you doing?
What's good?
I can't complain, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate everything you guys do for the culture, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I appreciate you so much.
My question. I hear you guys talk a lot about the S&P 500, and I feel like I remember Ian a week ago saying that he took time to go through all the companies and see there was only really like maybe 20 to 30 good companies out of all 500. Why don't you guys focus a lot more on the NASDAQ 100 compared to the S&P 500?
I love both. So I trade NASDAQ futures, ES futures. NASDAQ moves faster, but even in NASDAQ, there are only a couple of so you don't have an unlimited budget. In a perfect world, I would be able to grab 60 of the top companies worldwide and be great. But even from a portfolio management standpoint, like Rashad vouch for this, like it's inefficient to do it that way. I love NASDAQ though. Some of the best companies in the world are there, but the volatility most people can't handle. Everyone says that they want to get 30% gain. Can you handle 42% drawdown? It's a different appetite for most people, but NASDAQ does have some amazing companies in it. Like we talked about Activision, Adobe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think the NASDAQ is something that I used to look at the Dow Jones a lot. And Mark was actually the one that got me away from it. He's like, that's not really a good representation. S&P 500, NASDAQ, you should be looking at that more.
Yep.
And I look at the VIX a lot now as well.
Yeah.
That's Apple, AMD, Amgen.
I never did rock with
NVIDIA, Qualcomm, TSM.
I never did rock with the Dow though.
I mean, QCOM.
A lot of gems in there.
Just some names we might have mentioned
technology.
before.
Shout out to Align Technology, man. They just did a deal with the NFL, man.
Yeah.
What talk about that? What's that about?
So they did a merge. So have you ever heard of Invisalign? That's Align Technology, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So they just did a sponsorship with the NFL where they're gonna be one of the premier sponsors for the NFL. So that's gonna do wonders for their brand, man. It's gonna do wonders for the brand. This is like paying for a Super Bowl commercial, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's going to, and that's a business that I like. Actually, I put that in the root chat a while back, man.
You did.
I put Align Technology and Service Now.
You did. I don't know if I did the numbers on it though.
Probably didn't. Don't sleep on me, no.
No. I did your service now. Remember? I called you. You was like, "Yo, bro, good."
I was jumping too, bro.
I know that. I'll be there, bro. I'll be there.
I don't sell no Procaine. Got Blue Magic too, bro.
We be in there, man. Trapping Tuesdays.
I ain't trying to wear it wet.
Kingston, we appreciate you, bro.
That's funny.
Oh, Delia.
Shout out to MG on the super chat. Shout
PayPal,
out to
Take-Two Interactive.
Thanks.
Oh, Delia, you there?
A lot of gems being dropped. I hope y'all catching them.
They probably
there.
not,
Okay.
I hope y'all don't let that go over your head.
Go ahead.
First of all, I just want to say thank you for the laughs, man. I think this is the most I laughed all day. Like today, the day of putting out fires. I work at a university, so we did our virtual orientation today, and Zoom was down across the U.S. So it's like a relief to like tune in and tap into you guys and be able to laugh about something like stocks. So my question. So I have like my bands put aside for after the Apple and Tesla stock splits, but I also have like some alerts set up for some stocks that Ian, you mentioned in the stock club, you gave us particular prices. And I was looking into ways of how to like purchase stocks automatically when it hits the price. And I came across like the stop and the limit orders. And I wanted to know if you could break that down to me, what the difference is and which one pretty much does what I want it to do.
Limit order will get you in at a specific price. So always give the analogy, like if you have a house and you want to tell your real estate agent, I want to buy this house for $250 exactly, not a penny over, not a penny less. If you set a limit order, you can get in at a very specific price. That's probably the easiest way for me to explain it. But if you need any help, you can just shoot me a note on Telegram, then I can walk you through how to do it. Unless Rashad Troy Trap, you guys want to give a follow-up to and hop on the Diddy remix or the Nas remix.
Listen, I could do the Maze thing, man.
Hey, man.
I'm good.
Yeah, and I think yeah, it's pretty straight. It's pretty straightforward, right? And then the stop loss is when you set it when it sells automatically. Like if you feel like you brought something at $50 and it's at $100, you already doubled your money, and you might be comfortable with it dropping to $75, but you want it to just go back to $50. Then you set the stop loss at $75, and then if worse comes to worse, you still walk away with a 50% profit.
Walk away with nothing.
Yeah, so that's that's something that's important. Whether you're doing options, long-term investing, short-term investing, you adjust it accordingly to how you're investing. But it's something that if you don't have time, especially if you're working and you don't really have time to check your phone like that, and it's like anything can happen during the course of a day. You don't want to just like, what happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
my money gone.
Yeah,
it's a valuable tool. It's a valuable tool, right? It's a one way to make sure that you at least come away with some percentage rather than coming away with nothing or a loss. So it's a valuable tool that more people should use. So that's a great question.
Rashad, can you tell them the advantages real quick of maybe not having to stop right away, because they can potentially get whipped out in like portfolio theory management about if you're in a good equity, a good position, it could be also a hindrance.
Yeah, because it can go down, and then it's like, you got to leave yourself some leeway for it to go back up again, especially like when it's the more volatile type of situation. So like with options, you see that a lot in options. Like you might buy an option and it'll like the minute you buy it, you already down 20%.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like you start panicking like, yo, damn,
I lost money already.
yeah. But it's like, the option chain takes time for it to catch up. So it's like, if you set your stop loss too early or too short, too close to your actual price, then it's going to automatically trigger a sell signal, and you might not have time to actually make it up. So it's like you gotta think about that, especially like I said, the more volatile investments. But yeah, I mean, even like in the dip, like if you would have had Apple, and let's say like even like when the stock market crashed, you would have automatically probably sold if you had to stop orders in. So there might have been a good thing, because then you could have got back in at a lower price, or you might have just like never got back in, and now it's at all-time high right now. So you could have potentially sold and then missed out on it hitting $505 only a couple months later, which is phenomenal. Like nobody really saw that coming. So just got to be careful with the stop losses.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. For the long term.
Thank you.
And for long term. That's why it's really important to buy. So I would drop this link too for you guys in chat, so you can calculate and see where I got the calculations for these numbers. But for your long-term portfolio, be careful with having tight stops, because you can end up, because now you have to end up timing when to get into the market, and it's, unless you're doing it for a living, that's not a position that you want to be in.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it if you could walk me through how to do it. So I'll send you.
I got you. Drop me a note on Telegram and I got you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, and good luck this year with at your school.
Thank you.
We appreciate our educators.
We appreciate you, Quinn.
Thank you.
Good night.
Who we got? You say the name.
Isaiah.
Where you see that at? Oh yeah?
No, it was up there. Not Isaiah.
Oh, here you go. Isaiah, you've been unmuted. Unmute yourself. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? I didn't think I was gonna make it in. Appreciate all y'all do. Yeah, I just started investing about a month ago. I got Apple, got 2 stocks of Apple, 1 stock of Microsoft. DocuSign, because y'all mentioned that as well, and an ETF, ARK guidelines. I know that. My question, y'all balling on a whole nother level. I only got like $500 a month to invest, which some would feel like that's a lot, but
that's a lot.
Don't say about.
That is a lot.
Don't play yourself.
That's a lot.
Million.
Yeah,
30 years you can hit 4 million doing
that's
that.
a fact.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, because I got the Trapper course as well, but I know that you mentioned that you invest $1,000 a month, or not $1,000 a month, but you invest $1,000 at a time for your daughter. But yeah, it'd be seeming so slow. And like I said, I only been in it for a month, but it'd be seeming so slow just copping one stock at a time.
No,
listen,
go ahead.
Listen, don't never compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20.
Yeah.
Don't do that, family. How old are you?
25.
Man, listen, at 25, bro, I still had a year left before I got out of penitentiary for doing a 10-year bid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you ahead of the game. If you can do whatever you can do a month, the goal is that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Right. So you already have adapted the wealthy mindset. I can literally bring you around 50, 25-year-olds right now, and that I know that's nowhere near thinking about getting into the stock market.
Especially at $500 a month.
You feel me? Like they would rather go take that 500 and cop the next Louis Vuittons or Gucci's or something like that. So you ahead of the game.
Yeah.
You'll scale up. You starting off at 1 at a time. That's cool. What happens is over time, you'll scale. That 1 will be turned to 2, 2 will go to 4. And then the more you get acclimated to being in the game, your minutes go up. That's for Ian right there. I shot for the basketball thing. Your minutes go up. You know what I'm saying? Get your skin in the game, King.
Yeah, and I know I don't fully understand it, but like, in the course you talk about the drip, and the drip ain't adding up for me to, what I'm saying, be able to buy another stock with the drip at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. You got to keep playing the game. Yeah. Every level of the game, you're going to unlock another boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got
you. Feel me? Every level.
And at 30, you'll make more money. When you have kids, that'll give you a different sense of drive, because once I found out I was having Xander, I went into overdrive in terms of entrepreneurship. Then you will start to allocate. Now you'll start seeing some bigger checks and getting 10 grand. Now you'll take that 10 grand and put 5 away right into the market.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the biggest mistakes I see people make, they'll get a bag and then go spend it to show off, opposed to just sitting and putting it away. And then you can get to freedom a lot faster. Please, stay your course. By the time you're 35, you potentially, depending on what your income is, you can probably in 10 years put away maybe $300,000, $400,000, $500,000.
That's a fact. Yeah. One brick at a time. One brick at a time.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Shout out to Gerald on the super chat. Shout out to Carl on the super chat. California, I think. They got a question about Apple's option. We actually, so if you just joined us this Wednesday, our open enrollment class for EYL University is all about options. We're gonna have the legend himself, Mark Monroe, aka the Dark Knight, and we're gonna do it. It's gonna be on YouTube at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Fire.
Yeah, so it's gonna be open to the public, and you're gonna be able to come. You're gonna ask questions, and Mark always answers every question that's ever asked of him. So 8 o'clock. If you want to know about options, you want to learn how to start, you want to learn, you got some questions about options, how to place a trade, all that, just come check it out. It's going to be at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday on YouTube. EYL University members, you'll have the Zoom access, of course, but that's going to be strictly devoted to options. And that's a vibe. So yeah, check that out, man. And once again, everybody, after this is over, 12 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time, the podcast is coming out on all audio outlets.
Flood the streets.
Yeah, Market Mondays. This will be the first episode, and every Monday it'll come out. So make sure you subscribe. Mm-hmm. Make sure you comment. Mm-hmm. Make sure you rate. Mm-hmm. Make sure you tell a friend, share it on social media, share it on your pages, your stories. Yeah. We appreciate that. So now not only are you going to be able to watch it on YouTube, but you can also listen to it. So let's run it up the charts. Let's run it up the charts.
And when y'all subscribe, take a picture, add us in it, add the Master Investor in it, so we can spread the love too, man. This is going to be big for the community.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna come up with a little list of a giveaway. Like once we get some numbers up, I'm gonna give some. Try what we should do. I'll come up with two. You come up with two. Because you gave them CrowdStrike and they went crazy.
Facts.
So I'll come up with 2. I'm gonna try and convince Trap, even if I gotta pay him.
I just need re-up money, bro.
I got you. And then we'll all team it. So, and regardless of how you guys invest, the ones that we pick collectively, they work. Like, so even if you don't love the Apple Microsoft philosophy, great. If you don't like ETFs, index funds, that's my bag. We'll find some bonuses for you guys.
That's a fact.
I appreciate you all so much.
Nah, it's a fact. Trapping Tuesday tomorrow.
We might do something special, man.
Tell the people what you got going on, Trap.
Man, so tomorrow is Trapping Tuesdays. Trap House is officially jumping. It's the Carter, right? Good dope seller.
It's gonna be a special location
too. It's gonna be special, man. Real special.
We ain't even used a location yet.
You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? So, man, make sure y'all tune into that, man. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be a vibe.
What time?
So it's to, man, I'm gonna go buy some.
Oh yeah, we need those. We definitely need those.
Gotta buy some time for it.
That's for the Trapper attire.
That's required.
That's a fact.
Required.
So tomorrow I'm gonna be on time. So we're gonna do 7 o'clock Central Time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern Time. You know, y'all get the picture. So just tap in, man. Come do that. We're gonna get busy and listen. Anytime I open up a new trap house, I mean, I got a different type of product. You feel me? It's gonna call this Purple Rain. You feel me?
Big fat. And Ian, tomorrow, man, I heard the Come Up series got something going on. What's going on? I see some back signals going out. I seen pandas.
Man, they made me come to the underground and get in the layer. So tomorrow I'll be hanging out with the Dark Knight, and we'll be talking about futures and options together. So that'd be a lot of fun.
That's gonna be after. That's gonna be after Trap Tuesdays, man. So it's gonna be packed, man. I got my iPad ready.
A lot of information, a lot of gems, man. And once again, this week we got a jam-packed week. Shout out to Chigo Bean.
For sure.
That episode's coming out tomorrow. That's gonna be dope. That's a big one.
That's crazy.
And then also we dropped the study hall. So every Friday on our Earn Your Leisure podcast situation, we drop micro clips called Study Hall. So make sure you subscribe to Earn Your Leisure on the podcast. Make sure you subscribe to Market Mondays on the podcast. Check us out, man. We got multiple different things running at the same time.
It's a network.
It's like Bad Boy 96.
I want to say this, man. Listen, now is the greatest time for you to be building wealth. Not just for you, but for your kids, man. There's never been a time where the information has been as prevalent as it is now.
Yep.
From Instagram, from Ian's page, Mark's page, EYL's page, my page, so many other pages. But I'm gonna put the good dough first, right? Because they ain't got no cut on it, right? But from all these pages to coming to YouTube, from doing Market Mondays, Ian, myself, Mark, there's no reason why, if you get on this from now to the end of the year, you shouldn't just be associated with wealth.
Yep.
My thing is always, how do we turn our last names into an asset? You acquire the knowledge and then you implement the information, man. So there is no reason. If you've been in Market Mondays, how long y'all been on now?
Like 2 months?
March was our first
If you've
one.
been in Market Mondays since March, there's no reason why you shouldn't be up at least 20% on something.
At least.
I'm just being real with you.
Minimum.
I'm just being real with you.
Yeah.
Right? If you've been with Trapping Tuesdays, it shouldn't be no reason. If you've been with me, there's no reason why your portfolio ain't on fire. If you in Red Pound, there's no reason why you ain't up 1,000,000%. You know what I'm saying?
At least.
So I'm just, and you know, if you rocking with Mark now, there's no reason why you ain't in the game. So if you're not in the game right now, it's your fault, man. You ain't got nobody to blame. You look in the mirror and you tell yourself, I got to get my stuff together. Now is the greatest time. 10 years from now, when the people who invested now be millionaires, you're going to be sitting back saying, I wish I should have. You're going to sound like an old gangster who had it in the 70s and all he got is old stories. I don't want to hear them stories, bro. You don't even got your connect no more. So I'm telling y'all right now.
Take action. Take action.
Yo, that's the rule, man. That's the rule.
And for those of you who don't have money, I always encourage you, go through our Instagram. You can look at the ones that we're talking about. Go through my Twitter. Look at the ones for those of you who've been rocking with me since 2009 on Facebook, right? Go look, pick 3 companies and execute. Our community, we want so much knowledge because we told that the way to freedom was through education. And I'm pro education. But things for me turned around when I took a ton of action. Like, see, even with EYL, they got a whole content house. I call Rashawn and be like, man, how y'all getting all this out?
like an endless plug, man.
Yeah, so Trap, same thing. Look at the stories. Like his stories look like little dots, like little like, damn. So then I'll go crazy. I'm like, let me post 20. I do all my own content. Right. So just pick 3 or 4. If you haven't heard episode 70, I laid that blueprint out. We recorded that in February. Everyone said I was crazy during COVID. I did not change my stance. 2 index funds, Microsoft, Apple, and you never have to listen to me again. Ever in life. Just execute. Buy. And you're good. You're average on a low end 16%, or you can Google portfolio asset allocation. And if you just do quarter, 25% each, it'll tell you historically what those are. And next week, I'll give you guys a breakdown of that. But some of these companies, if you do indexes and tech, their drawdown should only be 8-9% a year. And on an up year, you should have 40-50% return and be good. Just take action. That's all I'm begging you guys to do.
Yeah, information gonna be on us. Applications on you. That's how we play it over here.
And shout out to the great city of Atlanta. We love it out here, man.
What?
It's a whole culture. It's a cultural experience every time we come out here. It's very inspiring to see so many Black entrepreneurs that's really getting money out here. And it's different. It's really different. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the Southern hospitality. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the entrepreneurship, the ambition. And it's a really dope place to be, man. So shout out to Atlanta, man.
Yeah, we didn't get shout out to our bro Alex Gadenji. He showed us some love, and Mr. 2 Weeks Out,
man.
Shout out him 500.
Yeah, Neil David,
Mr. 2 Weeks
checked
Out.
In.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
Whole family.
Everybody, man.
I'm moving back, man. I ain't playing.
If I wasn't homeschooling, I'd be out there with y'all right now, man.
Moving back, man.
It's all good. And once again, don't forget Trapping Tuesdays tomorrow, the Come Up series tomorrow. Earn Your Leisure episodes coming out tomorrow. Whew. Big day. Tuesday's a big day.
Tomorrow,
that's a big day.
That's a heavy
what
Tuesday.
time? And y'all started off at 5.
Yeah.
Don't let it be 501.
Listen, this is crazy.
That's a fact, man. Make sure you guys check out EYL University. Price is going up on Friday. We got a free class open to the public on Wednesday with my guy Mark. Make sure you check out Trapper Anonymous. Make sure you check out Red Panda Club. Make sure you check out everything, man. Any last words you want to leave the people with, Ian?
I always want to start and say thank you to both of you guys, Mike, Jamal, whole EYL family. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for being solid. Thank you for being loyal. For the podcast, to everybody who's been listening, thank you. We got to make College Dropout go platinum so I can for y'all, right? But for real, I want to say it every week. Thank you, because you guys saw the vision when others didn't. But I thank God that I did it with you guys, opposed to some others that I had approached with it who didn't believe. I want everyone else to just execute. Like, I'm begging you. Like, in 2007 and 2008, when the recession hit, I had no clue about any of this.
Facts.
I was the smartest person in the world, and I had a guy telling me what to do, and I didn't do it. So when you guys don't execute, I understand. But let's be real. I'm talking strictly to the fellas. You're still shooting your shot in DM. You're still offering to take chicks on dates. Some of y'all are trying to fly them out to go to DR and do all the extra. I'm seeing, I don't want to text. We going right to vacation. That's cool. In 2 months, she gonna forget about you, and you gonna lose that bread. Learn this. Be in silence and execute. I know some of you gonna ask for books. I always recommend Money Master the Game.
Thanks.
There's a ton of books you can read, right? None of that matters until you actually get into your brokerage and hit the button to buy, and your heart is going to beat out of your chest.
Yep.
And the done, you're gonna be like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Let me buy it again next month.
Gotta feel it.
Execute. It's the only way you're gonna get to the freedom that you want to have. And you'll be good. And that's it. And Trap, once again, man, thank you for being solid from day one.
That's all up. Ian, you better not tell me that ever again.
I'm gonna tell you every time I see you.
Man, tell me that every time. Even in the DM, he be like, yo, Trap, before I even get to this, let me just tell you, I appreciate it.
Okay,
like, stop telling me that, bro. It's love.
But let's be real. In entrepreneurship, we all had our journey before this, right?
Facts.
How often will brothers come together and actually uplift each other and not be on no bullshit behind the scenes?
Oh, that's facts.
Big fact.
I rock with Rashad and Troy and the whole
like,
team.
The whole EY, like as soon as I can, everybody, Matt hitting me. I'm like, yo, this is a real.
Oh, the Matt, man, that's my guy.
Family, it's
what
a
up,
real
boy?
family vibe. So like, do whatever we can to help each other, uplift each other. So now I'm gonna tell you every time I see you. So
that's love. Fact, man. Shout out to Ben who's in here. That's part
shout
of
out to Ben.
Yeah, Ben's there. But the whole team is here. It's very rare that we record things and everybody's here, but everybody's
Shout
here
out to
today.
Smitty in the house.
Shout out to my boy Smitty, Baltimore Zone,
Smitty, man.
Greenberg / Baltimore. And Ernest, I'm gonna see you Sunday. The book club is this Sunday. So we got chapter 7
Don't
to
forget
11.
the merch, Assets Over Liabilities, and also we looking for new talent too for different podcasts. We want to help people out. So if you dope, let's work, man.
Let's do it.
I want to start a podcast, man.
What's up? What's
Come
up?
on, man.
Start a podcast.
What's up, man? What you doing?
Yo, I got something they want to hear, man.
Yo, before you came to do your interview, I was listening to your podcast.
Yeah.
Like, let me figure out who this guy is.
I stopped it, yeah.
So
I'm gonna tell y'all, Troy is a research machine, yo. This man Troy told me my life story when I met him. He was like, yeah, you did.
Quiet killer.
I was like, what? Like, oh yeah, you like the Fendies? I was like, whoa. Gotta watch him. Yeah, man. Shout out to that, man. Everybody, man. Turn your last name to an asset, man.
Let's do it.
Every investment you make buys back some of your time. The goal is to own your whole 24 hours, man.
That's a fact.
You're not
man.
wealthy till you own your whole 24. I said it might hurt a couple people's feelings, but I'm just telling you. You ain't wealthy till you own your whole 24. You own your whole 24 by making investments now. Every investment you make, it buys back some of your time. He or she that can buy back the most time can create the most wealth.
And I'll say this too. Women, you're way better investors than men because you have less ego. You spot trends faster. ARKK. Kathy does not get the credit she deserves.
She a savage.
Kathy is one of the best investors to walk the planet, and they don't put her in those conversations with Tepper.
That's a fact. I agree with you on that.
Dalio. Amazing. Women, you get this much faster than men do. Always have, and especially in Black households, you know every trend that sets the tone. Just use that same skill set, apply it here. Game over. Because you are the cornerstone of the financial freedom in our community anyway. So women, please be encouraged to get this down.
That's a fact. Shout out to Mark. He came in on the 9th inning with a $100 super chat.
This guy here, man.
Appreciate you, brother. Don't forget, everybody, just take a minute and like this video. Just like this video before it's over. Just like this video. Once again, it's been wonderful, guys. We broke records.
Clap it up.
Love us.
Clap it up.
Champagne.
Love y'all.
Yo, we gonna hit the streets of Atlanta. You might see us.
That's funny.
All right, man. Love us, love.
Love is love. Ernest, we love you. Panda, we love y'all.
Peace.
Trappers, we love y'all.
Go execute.